time has finally come for us to get back to work on Gabby, the garage apartment build that we build ourselves.
It's that you build yourself.
We've both been working on it.
You're messing up the acronym.
Anyway, all of our double top plates have been installed, so now all of our plumb walls are tied back into each other, making for a much more stable structure. We also got our California corners put in place, so that once we get to our drywalling, we're good to go there. What's next in the process though, Mama?
Next in the process is the sheathing. We need to get the entire bottom story sheeted, and that way we can start working on our floor. And then the upper story, which is where the actual apartment will be, we have trusses arriving in 6 weeks because we need to get our little butts in gear.
We're going with the zip system here for sheathing the garage, much like we did on the house. The stuff has held up well. We are happy with it. We're going to have a 3/4 inch overlap on the bottom of our walls to make sure all that moisture sheds properly. And it's going to be of the utmost importance that we get this first bottom row set perfectly level, so that as we work our way up, we don't encounter any issues.
For this bottom row, we are just tacking them into place using screws because since the bottom row sets the stage for everything going on up, we want to make sure that it is absolutely perfect. So once we get to the end, we will make sure that we are perfectly level, and then we'll pump all the nails in.
All right, bottom row is tacked into place. We are level the whole way down. Start nailing.
Row 1 is up, level, nailed. We are ready for row number 2. Oh, you just hit me with a ladder.
Nailed it. No.
Not yet.
All right.
Okay.
Why don't you go have a seat on the back? That has been working out.
Okay, but you're still trying to...
I promise to dad. Oh, I promise with every hour that I have.
Careful.
Now I might be getting older, I might be going gray. The years have made it clearer to me. I might lose my mind, and I might fall from grace. The love we made will never fade, no life built of love will never break.
Oh my gosh, the sun's shining out your ass again.
As it should.
I knew it. And I knew you were the best. First wall's done, time to move on.
It's not a mistake you won't forget about. I'm not the same when you are not around. Pick me and carry me too far.
See. Come on, little lady. Don't let me down. Look at that, you got it, easy peasy.
A question that I am often asked regarding the home build is what was the hardest step in the process? And every single time I will tell you sheeting. Sheeting is very difficult for me. It's not difficult for everybody, but this is 4 feet. I am 5 feet. So it's very, very difficult for me to lift these. They're just really heavy and floppy and almost as big as I am. So sheeting, hardest part by far.
We're losing our mountain view with every sheet.
No.
Oh, I'm getting tired. I can tell.
Ow!
Yeah, good. Okay, you're good. out this window, get cleaned up. Barbecue tonight?
Yeah, let's barbecue tonight.
Sounds good.
Now that the warmer season is upon us, we have been grilling a lot lately, which means Jeremy is enthusiastically cooking, and that is my favorite kind of cooking. So tonight we are having our favorite surf and turf combination. We've got some juicy grass-fed steaks here and some wild-caught salmon, all from Good Chop. I love that Good Chop ships right to our door, and every box is fully customizable, meaning you get to pick all of the beef, chicken, pork, and seafood selections that your family loves the most.
There's literally something for everyone with over 50 high-quality cuts ranging from 100% grass-fed steaks, well-marbled Angus USDA Choice Prime cuts, sustainable and wild-caught salmon, Pacific cod, scallops, shrimp, organic free-range chicken breasts, thick-cut bacon, and the list goes on and on. The best part is Good Chop sources all of its meat and seafood exclusively from American farms and fisheries. So by choosing Good Chop, you support local family farms and independent ranchers right here in the US. Good Chop sources only the good stuff, meaning all their beef comes with no antibiotics or added hormones ever. And they actually stand behind their exceptional quality by offering a 100% money-back guarantee.
Also, with Father's Day just around the corner, make sure you grab a box for Dad as well, because it turns out they don't actually want ties and back scratchers and dorky coffee mugs. What they want is a juicy, delicious reason to fire up their grill. Just go to goodchop.com/YouTube and use our code GSL120 or click the link below and you're gonna get $120 off your first 4 boxes today. That's $120 off your first 4 boxes, an incredible savings when you go to goodchop.com/YouTube and use our code GSL120.
It's yet another random hectic day around here. We came outside in hopes of getting more sheeting put up on the addition build, and it turns out that our concrete crew showed up. If you guys remember last year, they got the stamped stained stairs completed outside of each one of the sliders on our home. They're back getting all the prep work done for our patio.
Yes, we're very, very excited to finally have a patio. So while they get all the drains in, we are going to stay out of their way. We are going to instead shift gears to a few things that we did not complete last week. Last week we went into deep cleanup mode around here and we got the garden all taken care of and we got most of our compost moved to the garden. Now, however, we cannot sift through that because that cool sifter that Jeremy built back in Washington kind of disintegrated over the years. So we are going to be rebuilding it bigger and better so that we can actually get to sifting through all of our rabbit, our sheep, our horse, and our chicken compost and get that moved over to our garden beds.
So we'll cut channels through each one of these. We'll cut everything to size to fit perfectly over this. Yeah, so it all falls in there. You remember that? Okay. You got it?
Yeah.
See how that goes?
Focus, concentration. Make it happen.
Unwrap that, lay it out, get it nice and flat, okay? So there are 2 parts to this compost sifter. The first part being this frame. This frame you'll see has a couple of rails with some channels that I cut into them. Those channels are going to hold a little trolley, essentially, in the place where we're going to dump all of that material. On the bottom of that little trolley will be these wheels. We have some caster wheels, 2 of them that actually spin and rotate. The 2 others are stationary. So you set your material in that little trolley. We will run it back and forth within these little channels, and all of the fine compost will fall right down into your wheelbarrow. You can dump it exactly where you need it. So what I was referring to as the trolley is basically just a very simple basic box like this. We're using 2x6s to make this one up because the taller it is, the wheels will be on the bottom here, this thing will get shaken back and forth. The taller it is, the more material you can fit within it. Also at the bottom, what all of your compost is falling through, in our case, is some 1/2-inch hardware cloth. I've seen other examples of people using a 1/2-inch layer and then following that up down below with a 1/4-inch layer if you want really, really fine, tilthy, beautiful compost. we always just gone with 1/2 inch. It gets the job done and you still end up with really nice stuff. So we'll go over, get our hardware cloth stapled to the bottom, and then at that point we're pretty much wrapped up.
The boys just need to attach the wheels to the compost trolley and then they will be all done with that project. Our concrete guys just went home for the evening. I think one of them is coming back tomorrow. They did get all the drains set today, but they still have a little bit of trenching to do for the stem walls that are going to support the breezeway or the hallway or whatever you want to call it, that is going to attach the addition build to the main house. So hopefully after tomorrow they will be ready to start setting forms.
Take it over and test it. Come on. All right, boys. What do you think? Should we test this thing out?
Yeah.
Let's go over to the garden. Put some poop in it. Sift through some poop, shall we? The way this is going to work is that we're going to take all this composted horse manure. It'll go into our trolley. All the really fine stuff will fall to the bottom. All the big stuff, in theory, will be left up top, and we'll just set that aside to continue to compost down. Kaimani and I have experience with doing this, many days and hours of doing this, right? Especially back in Washington State. We'd go through massive piles of wood chips, different manures that we pick up here and there. It's a great way of doing it. Check it up. So in testing this thing out, it is working exactly like we needed to. After getting this first load dumped in here and sifted through, you can see that what we're left behind with in the wheelbarrow anyway is this really nice broken down compost. And here in the trolley we have all these bigger chunks that, like I said before, we will set aside. We'll allow this to break down over the next year or so, re-sift it next year. It'll give us even more compost. So I'm very happy with the outcome. This thing's working great. All right, boys, thanks for your help, man. Appreciate it. Did you learn something? Have you mastered screwing screws yet? No. Okay, you guys can go play. Thank you. Appreciate it. So kind of a bizarre day with the unexpected arrival of our concrete guys to get more work done on the patio. I'm happy that they showed up. It meant that we had to hit pause on our sheathing project for the addition, but I'm glad that we set some time aside to one, rebuild what we left behind back in Washington State with this compost sifter, and it was another opportunity for me to spend some time with Kaimani, hopefully teaching him some skills that he can use for the rest of his life.
Yeah, no day is wasted. It is nice to have that back, and tomorrow we will be back to work. All right, so this morning we had heavy winds and rain and we weren't able to get to work on the sheeting. So then our concrete guys arrived to finish digging out some of the drains in that stem wall. And so it actually ended up working out for the best because I'm having a bit of a down day, which I've been able to push this out of my mind all week, but now tomorrow is the day and I can't put this off anymore. So about a month ago, I started putting out feelers for a better situation for Coda. And we had an event where Coda got startled by somebody coming up on the side of him, not running or anything, just walking up, and he didn't see him and just surprised him, and his reaction was to kick. And he hit me in the thigh pretty good, numbed my leg, bruised it up pretty bad, and that was the moment when I had to admit that it wasn't going to work out. That was the moment where it didn't matter what I wanted. It didn't matter how badly I wanted it to work out. It didn't matter how much I love that little red horse, because I do love that little red horse. I had some people come out, some trainers. We thought maybe we could do a lease back option where somebody took him and trained him, and then we bought him back, or we got him back after they were done training and leasing him. And we had a couple different trainers come out, and they weren't really interested in working with him after seeing some of his vices. And we wanted to be very honest about everything so that we weren't setting Coda up for failure. We wanted everyone to know that he is an amazing little horse, but he needs experience, he needs time, and he has things. So this gal came out and she bonded with him very quickly, and she was very interested in purchasing Coda. And she said, just think about it for a month. And I fully expected to go into that month and very quickly realize when I looked out that there was no way I was going to let him go. And it's not what happened, which surprised me. I thought that I would change my mind. And as the month went on, I did become more and more sad about the reality of seeing Coda driving down the driveway and not seeing him again. But I became more and more convinced in my mind that it was the right decision for the kids, most importantly, but for Coda. I did not make this decision quickly or lightly or easily, but I know that it's the right call, and I know that tomorrow is going to be a very, very difficult day. I don't know that he's ever jumped up into a trailer before.
Poor Coda's a little nervous about hopping into the trailer. It's been a while for him.
All right, let's be good, buddy, okay?
Bye, Coach. Be good, buddy.
I pictured that, but that was harder than I thought. So.
You okay?
Yeah,
Huh?
I am. It's sad. It is. The kids handled it really well, which I'm really glad. Like, I think they just have Debbie now, which was a big reason that I wanted to bring her here early so that they weren't left horseless. And so I think they were like, bye, Coda. I don't know.
It's a bummer. This isn't something that our family does. We usually see things through, especially when it comes to our animals. We treat our animals like they're part of our family. So to see somebody get loaded up and have to leave is unfortunate, but I think you made the right choice in this case, Melissa.
I know I made the right call, but it doesn't make it easier, and I'm gonna miss him because I liked him a lot, but it's our loss but their gain, and his gain, really. It's gonna be great for him.
I may always feel just a little sad when I think about that little red horse. But today my sadness quickly turned to peace when I walked back into my home. Tonight is prom night, and I was needed. As a mother, sometimes we have to make really difficult decisions. Decisions that may be criticized or doubted or never fully understood. But ultimately, the only thing that matters is that I've done right by them. I have tried to be a lot of things. I've met a lot of people, and I've lived a lot of different places. But eventually I realized that the only place in this entire world where I cannot be replaced is here inside my home. So I threw myself into that role. Wife, nurse, teacher, and on days like today, tough decision maker. Sometimes it's beautiful and sometimes it's hard. But in the end, the greatest thing that I will ever be is a mother. And even when it's unpopular, and even when it's seemingly impossible, I'm going to choose them first, each and every time.